Hi, Shao.
And hello to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.
I'm ill again, so all I can muster is getting dressed up, but I've only just got better from the last one I had, and I'm very upset by that. I finished Cursed Bunny not that long ago, and I do believe it's time to rank all 10 of these stories. Because who does not love a good ranking video? And it took me a little while. I basically had to use a bit of board and trying to, with each story, and just trying to move them about. It was difficult trying to get Reunion back into the list because it seemed to be going off to do its own thing. But I had to go, what was my enjoyment? How did I enjoy this properly? Did I get a lot out of this story? But yeah, it took me a while to wrangle the stories into a coherent list. And I still feel like I've not properly done that, but I only have today to record because it goes up tomorrow. Oh well, it's fine. Let's get into it so I can have a nap quickly, so I can get through this and have a nap immediately. So yes. So today we are ranking every short story in the Cursed Bunny collection by Bora Chung, translated by Anton Hur. If the lantern would stop hitting me in the back of the head, that would be great. But yeah, without further ado, number 9. Snare. Even writing this list, number 9 is here, Snare's right down here, because oh my god, I want this ended up on the floor in terms of enjoyment. This alone is so far down the list because there is so many trigger warnings. There's so many trigger warnings that it just makes the whole thing unenjoyable. Oh. Said trigger warnings include animal cruelty. If you can hear the floorboards, so sorry. It's just my neighbour's decided to wake up now. Anyways, so the trigger warnings include animal cruelty, twincest, domestic abuse. Basically, this man does not care about his family. This man does not care about his family. But it's about him bleeding a fox because the fox bleeds gold, and he's driven by his greed to the point where he starts somehow after the fox dies, he starts bleeding one of the twins he has. And when the wife finds out about it, she gets caught in the snare that he had kept the fox. Yeah, it's pretty horrific. I don't like this story. Nobody likes this story. If you've read this story and you liked it, how? How? What? Just it's yes, it has that amazing, powerful message of how greed can turn on people who are supposed to be close to you. This man he sees his family as commodities. So yeah. The snare is on the floor. Actually, no, it's in hell. You know when people say the bar is in hell? Snare is too. That's a short story. Oh my god, that guy, the worst. And doesn't get enough comeuppance. He doesn't get enough of his comeuppance at the end. It really doesn't, and it's very frustrating. I mean, yeah, he does get some kind of comeuppance, but it's just not enough. Not enough. I need to move on. Anyways, number 8. Goodbye, my love. This one's about the robots. Normally I would go, yay robots. However, I think the timing was terrible of me reading this. I would have probably enjoyed this brilliantly when it first came out. However, I'm reading this in 2025. The premise of the story is there's this person who helps program artificial intelligence in robots, like house assistants, like iRobot, the movie. I have not read the book, so I couldn't tell you. They kind of developed a sentience to the point where it backfires, because she's kind of developed the feelings for her very first android artificial intelligence. And she's been trying to connect the androids she is testing to her first one, and previously has failed, but the brand new service bot she has got finally connects to her first android, which is a very old, antiquated machine at this point. And she is so happy because the memories of this android get to live on in the new android, in the new robot. And she's basically obsessed. She's fallen in love. Not she loves this inanimate object, she can't part with it. She's actually in love, like a partner, like your significant other type of in love. It's not great because she's not getting what she needs out of humans, to the point where she's detached herself from humans. It's pretty bad. It's really good story. I would have loved it, because she is getting obsessed over trying to preserve her relationship until she's realizing she has got to let go and move on with the memories in another bot. The reason why I'm very tentative by it is because I'm chronically online to the point where I know people are unfortunately getting engaged to ChatGPT. They are talking to ChatGPT like they would a friend. They are losing the want or the drive to talk to another human, to another person. And ChatGPT right now is an algorithm and is not capable of complex understanding and human emotion. Plus, they've been stealing and surveilling human behavior, texts, artwork to power AI. So naturally I'm hating it, because artists like myself are going to get screwed in the future. So, and people are in fact making relationships with the AI instead of going out and touching grass. It's kind of sad, and I want people to be more mindful of how they are using these kind of services. The worst part is nobody's bringing up the environmental impact these things have. They are going to burn the planet. That's all I'm saying. Is AI is like, I'm going to go down a tangent if I don't stop, so I'm going to stop. Next, number 7. This one I had to hum and haw over, and I had to do it because it's a good story. It's not engaging, but it's not supposed to be engaging. It's supposed to be one of those thoughtful pieces. But I have to be subjective. This is my subjective enjoyment list. So I've put Reunion at number 7. It's a good story. Compared to the other stories, I enjoy this much. It's not as good as my enjoyment of the other stories. That's basically the only thing. I did enjoy the discussions on trauma loops and how you get stuck in a loop and you just repeat certain things until somebody comes along and helps break the cycle. A sad story. It was really interesting. I didn't engage with it like I did the other stories. That's all. That's all that is. But anyways, after that we have number 6. This would have been further down. I was expecting it to be further down, but honestly, I did enjoy some of this. It had a good discussion about motherhood. But yes, number 6, the head. Oh, this one's a very gross one because it's basically a head in a toilet based off of bodily fluids. It's being made from this one person's bodily waste. Yeah, you'd expect this to be further down the list. However, the head is just like asking one simple thing. Could you please not flush so I can become a full person? It's very dreamlike, especially the actual dream sequence. It's like Bora Chung knows how dreams work, and this kind of just screams it. And yeah, I ended up checking my toilet after. This story, it is, yes, it's gross, but there is that conversation on motherhood because the head is just asking a simple question. Since I'm here, could you please just continue just letting me go? I just want to. I'll leave. I'll be out of your life. But at the very end, she's just like, you did not help whatsoever, and therefore I'm going to flush you down the toilet instead. It's hilarious, actually, but it brings up a good point. That it did not choose the existence. It did not choose to manifest like this. It did not choose this. It just happened. But it's just asking for some charity on its creator's behalf. Just the creator, it just wants its creator to give it some charity just so it can have a better existence. That's all it was asking. And yeah, it does bring up a question on how parents sometimes see children, whether it's you didn't end up the way we wanted you to be, or I don't know, it's just like a parent judging its creation based off either circumstance or how they ended up in the last place, or just how they ended up. So yeah, it does have some good discussions on that, and kind of made me think of my own relationship to my own mother, because growing up as a teenager in the 2000s, yeah, it was I refuse to finish that sentence, actually. But moving on, we have 5. We have scars. This is down here, not because it's a bad story, it's actually really good. It's like something has got this boy chained up by townspeople who is fearing this cave dwelling thing, and the boy's a sacrifice. The boy escapes, and the world is not exactly nice to the boy. The world is not nice to the boy after that. It's taking advantage of him and his abilities. Yeah, humanity is this cruel. Humanity is this opportunistic Ferengi type creature. Is like sometimes it drawing attention to the good and the bad of humanity in this collection, and this is one of those that highlights greed and opportunistic aspect to greedy humans and what greedy humans will do to other humans that have been subjected to an existence of uncertainty, of not knowing why they've been robbed of their childhood. And yeah, it was a difficult read. It was, but it also had a epic tale to it, so it's kind of a fairy tale-esque. Because the boy grows up into a man, and he goes off back to the cave to confront the creature. And oh my god, when that creature turned up at the mouth of the cave, at the entrance to the cave, I must be editing out so much coughing. Oh, if I'm redder in the face, I've just had a coughing fit. Anyways, so when he's in the cave, the creature turns up. It is very effectively nerve-wrackingly scary and tense, and whoa, it's something great about how certain authors can just evoke scenes from a horror movie. Yeah, I was scared at that point. Oh, so yeah, Scars made it to number 5. Number 4. I'm shocked this is this high, but it is. We have The Embodiment. Oh boy. So this one is quite shocking at the end. The ending just... I think what did make it so high was the hotel scene. But I'll put a pin in that. This was an absurd dream sequence of a story. It's not confirmed it's a dream sequence, but it certainly reads like one. Oh my god. We get this woman who's just having difficulty with her period, and so the doctor is prescribing her birth control pills. And so she kind of takes them for a bit longer just to adjust, because when the time is up to stop taking the pills, she's going back to way her normal, issuey self. And so she takes them again without doctor's permission. And the doctors, when they find out, because she finds out that she's pregnant, the doctors are annoyed at her for not following their instructions, even though birth control is apparently a side effect of birth control. This story's logic is, if you take birth control for a very long time, you get pregnant. Yeah, which is why I believed it was a dream sequence from the beginning. And so they're just telling her that she needs to find somebody to fertilize the egg like it was a chicken egg. The embryo needs fertilizing, apparently. And it's just she goes through a quest of trying to date guys, and oh my god, that ends up weird. Yikes! She kind of gives up, but then her parents go behind her back and put an ad in a newspaper, which leads to the shenanigans that ensue from a newspaper ad. Wow, she gets blackmailed and told to meet up at the blackmailer at the hotel, and then she meets up with somebody who is interested in becoming the dad at that same hotel, but turns out he just wants to buy her. And the blackmailer turns up, and the whole thing just erupts, and it was so comical. I loved it. It just was just so much chaos. I was just more amused than anything else. I didn't care about the ending. The horrific ending. The ending is so horrific. because she fails in... Yeah, there is a trigger warning about the... My card filled up and I deleted stuff from summer. Oh my god, I've not kept on top of my card, my memory card whatsoever. I've lost where I was, but the embodiment has quite a chaotic dream sequence of a story and I loved it. The ending is a bit of a trigger warning, but that's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, moving on. Number 3! Number 3. Home Sweet Home. This one, I gave it so much credit because I did not think neighbourly disputes would be so entertaining. I got so invested in just this woman who is having an argument with a neighbour over a parking spot. It's just so funny because it just so happens that what so happens to fix it is ghosts. And I put it so high up the list because when I read what was going on, I had no idea. I mean, I had a slight inkling at the back of my head, but I'm just like, I looked up from my book to an empty room. I was just like, no way. This hid the twist from me so damn well, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. Even though it's like parking disputes and renting disputes within this building, it just seemed, again, quite dream sequency, but also quite comical in how things got resolved because there's ghosts in the basement. And also the husband in the story does not know how to invest. But there's just challenge after challenge that our protagonist is faced and she overcomes them because the ghosts interfere. The ghosts are quite menacing because the ghosts like our protagonist and they're going to protect her. Oh my goodness. I'm pretty sure there was like a crime family who got a crime family ending, actually. It was quite good. Quite good. I think the reason why it beat the embodiment is because of the embodiment's ending. Just left me a little too shook. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say is just the ending kind of just like pulled the colour from my face. But Home Sweet Home had quite a really cool twist. I just got invested in very mundane problems that got ghost interference just to smooth life out for our protagonist. It's actually quite eerie because, yeah, nobody wants a ghost to interfere with your problems because it likes you and wants you to hang around a bit more because that is very creepy. But at the same time, it's just like, I wish a ghost would come along and solve all of my problems. But anyways, moving on because I can see my battery about dying, so let's be quick. Number 2! Ruler of the Wind and Sands. This one was absolutely beautiful in a description about a fish leaving the desert hill of a sand dune and going off to join the sea of stars. That was the most beautiful description I have ever read. Absolutely brilliant, top marks, and it just gave this whole story very ethereal like feeling, even though it's like this, it's just a story of a princess marrying a prince or engaged to be married to a prince, and before she can do that she wants to do something for him, and that is to regain his sight because of a war between the king and the ruler that lives in a golden ship. The golden ship man, he cursed the descendants of the king to be missing something because the king had cut off his arm, so therefore his descendants will have something missing too. So to break the curse, the princess goes off to talk to the ruler who lives in the golden ship. And there's two sides to the same story, and you don't realize which one is right until the very end, because there's just like greed again plays a big important part in Bora Chung's story, but this is just like one of those epic fable fairy tale-esque stories that just, it is one of a very lovely fantasy tale, and it's just made ethereal just by the magic that is in this story, and I think it's so beautiful and I love it. Could do without the lovers embrace thing, even though they've just, met, but yeah. Okay, joint first. Yes, joint. I could not decide which is better. I could not decide which is my favourite. So we have the Frozen Finger and Cursed Bunny at number 1, sharing the number 1 spot. Right, which one do we talk about first? I'm going to talk about Frozen Finger first, because Cursed Bunny is like the title of the book. So the Frozen Finger is first and foremost horror. And oh my god. The Frozen Finger is about a woman who cannot see, and she's being directed by a hand that is basically ice cold. Like, they pry a ring off her finger first. I'm pretty sure. There's something about a ring, but it's just like all she has is a voice and some icy fingers to guide her. That's all she's got, and as the story progresses, we kind of learn what's further going on and how she ended up in this situation. And oh my god. So it just turns out she deserves to be here because she's been like slightly jealous and slightly conspiring against this other person. And it's just, she's a primary school teacher of all things, but it's just like how she's got about her real life things. And as the conversation with this voice, she's learning something that, oh, it's a welcome to the school type of thing, welcome, or oh my god, this other person's getting married, we've just come back from the party to celebrate her engagement, or we've just come back from the wedding, and then the next conversation ends up being, we've just come back from cheering her up because he cheated on her with the teacher across the hall. And it just slowly unravels and unravels, and it builds to, because it starts with a car crash. She's in a car, she gets pulled out by these frozen fingers, and led by this voice, this strange voice that is dragging her by the wrist, and ends up, it's just how this story progresses slowly, tentatively, and it's so good, and I love it. Absolutely brilliant. And sharing the number 1 spot is Cursed Bunny, which, amazing. It's just big corporation shuts down small business, and the small business owner just plots revenge. But there's also that hint that whoever is casting said curse, it's going to backfire at some point. They're not going to be happy overall, because there's that curse. The one who curses is also cursed. Absolutely beautiful tale, and amazingly done. And it's on top of that, I just love the idea of a big corporation gets like sabotaged by bunnies just because there's a bunny lamp in the warehouse, and it just chews through all the paperwork, breeds like bunnies. Bunnies are everywhere. All of the bunnies can't be seen by anybody, but they're making their work. They're once there's no more paper to chew up, they start chewing up all the wood, all of the other things that are around in every single warehouse, and deliveries are transporting these bunnies to the other warehouses, and it's just corporate sabotage by bunnies. It's hilarious and brilliant, and it's brilliantly done. It's just that I kind of got a little grossed out when it involved a bunny eating somebody's brain, because a bunny will chew on something. Oh boy. So, but at the end of it, it's this beautiful tale being told from a grandfather to a granddaughter, and he's actually a ghost this whole time. This is his curse, is to come back and tell the tale, this warning: you shall never, don't curse things because you'll end up like me, cursed to keep back. And so it's just this lovely sweet little granddaughter listening, even though she's a grown adult and a ghost herself. It's amazing. I love Cursed Bunny. I love Frozen Finger. I can't pick between the two, which is better, because they are so good with different. They are so different, but how am I supposed to pick which is better? Corporate sabotage by an army of bunnies? Can't beat that. But oh my god, the Frozen Finger is just expertly done. Oh, so yeah, joint first position. I could not tell which one was better. I could not figure it out. But yeah, that was my ranking of Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung, translated by Anton Hur. Oh boy, I have very much enjoyed this collection, except for Snare. This was brilliant, except for Snare. Can you tell those trigger warnings really got to me? Anyways, I have another ranking to start preparing for, because there was another short story that I've just finished. So, have you read Cursed Bunny yet? Do you agree with my rankings? I'd like to hear your thoughts if you have read it, or if you'd be interested in reading it, because I've kind of, judging by my comment section, people have been very curious by this collection, and it'd be interesting to see how people have ranked the stories in this themselves. So yeah, back on the shelf you go. Yeah, bye, Shell.
And bye to all you other wonderful weirdos watching.
Yeah.